I'm Lance Corporal Donald Hesse. I'm from Salem, Massachusetts. I'm a canine handler with 3rd Law Enforcement, and this is my dog, Dasty. My brother was in the Army for 4 years, and my grandfather was in the Navy, so it's kind of I saw that maybe it would be a good idea to join the military, so I kind of went a different route and joined the Marine Corps. I've always had a love for dogs and always wanted to be somewhat of a law enforcement, so I joined to be an MP, and I figured out you can work with dogs, and that's always what I wanted to do. So later on, after the Marine Corps, I'm hoping to get out and actually become a police officer in the civilian world and still work with dogs and everything.
Easy.
Some dogs have different personalities. Some dogs have a higher drive for things, so their toy itself, they do their final response. You pay the dog with their primary reward, and you give them the yes command, which is their break. It's more like kind of a mellow, laid-back dog until you piss him off, and then he'll probably maul you. Get that right, boy. It's definitely a special bond because now you get to go hang out with basically your best friend now, because you're building that bond with your dog every day, and the dog's gonna unconditionally love you every single day, and it's pretty spectacular because now you have something that loves you back out here, because as is, if you don't have your family or anything like out here, you're kind of on your own besides your friends, so it makes that bond that much better because the dog you get to go hang out with your best friend every single day and basically work with him, and I don't know, it's just a special bond that you build with him and everything. Mans. It's definitely a special bond because now you get to go hang out with your best friend now because you're building that bond with your dog every day.
You can check.
With us, we normally wake up depending on the day. So if we have to get down to OKINAWA, we wake up between like 5 to 6:30 to get down there. So we're about to head inside the kennels where all the dogs are. It gets pretty loud in there because all the dogs get pretty excited when you see people walking in there. Most people, they just wake up, go to work, and not have to worry about taking care of a living thing. So it's definitely something different because we gotta take time out of our day, even on the weekends, because the dogs have to get fed on the weekends. So we sacrifice a lot, I feel like, that, because you gotta take a lot of time out of your own personal life to go take care of the dogs no matter what. Come here, bud. Come on. So we're about to go for a little hike for the dogs. It's a little conditioning hike just to get their temps up so they're used to working in the heat and being able to just go for long periods of walks. Oh, here comes the rain. So we walked probably about a mile and a half. He's about 103.6, which isn't too bad. It's actually a pretty good temp. He's going to be warmer than 102.5 because that's their normal like resting temp, but he's doing pretty well. Great, bud. Yeah, man. On a normal day, you still have to upkeep the dog's basic skills and everything, so most people probably don't understand the amount of time you actually have to put in behind the scenes. It's definitely a special bond because now you get to go hang out with your best friend now because you're building that bond with your dog every day. Most people probably don't understand the amount of time you actually have to put in behind the scenes.
There you go, hop up.
Some hands.
Easy. Easy. We just finished the hike. We're gonna go put him up, let him rest a little bit, go drink some water and hydrate again. Okay, come on. Stay. Him himself, he gets a little crazy and paints us some pictures on the floor with his crap. So yeah, it's always a surprise going in his house. No. We have some bleach and everything, so trying to get rid of that smell of that nastiness from the dogs all week. So we do this once a week. We do like an in-depth kind of cleaning, so make sure there's nothing in there that could cause any kind of diseases for the dogs. Make sure they're healthy at all times. They recommend us feeding the dogs twice a day. Some guys could have to feed their dogs 3 times a day, depending on their diet. If they're losing too much weight, they feed them 3 times a day to try to upkeep that weight, so they're not getting, so they're not losing that weight too rapid anymore. Last thing that we're going to do before we head out back home to Camp Hansen, went to go see Dasty one last time for the day, just to kind of give him a little loving, because he does work well for me every single day to keep that rapport going with him. Give him some love before I head home to Hansen, and just have another wonderful day tomorrow. I'll see you later, bud.